Alright, welcome back, and it's time to continue with the tank reviews. Now, last time I was driving the Merkava Mark II-B, today I'll be driving the Merkava Mark I. This thing is a big trophy box, and we can still obtain the vehicle through the historical trophies, although we will see what will happen with the tech tree. Maybe this thing will become a tech tree tank. We will see, but in any case, when we originally look at the armor inspection, it's same thing with the Merkava Mark II-B. When you initially take a look, it doesn't seem that armored, and the magic happens under the hood, quite literally. Now, as we have seen in the previous video, the engine is basically serving as additional armor on these things. The engine is able to absorb a lot of incoming shells, but they do have a weak spot on the left side of the vehicle or the right side of the vehicle if you are aiming at the Merkava from the front, basically where the driver is located. But compared to the Merkava Mark II-B, this Merkava is definitely a lot less armored. It's missing the screens on the side. It's missing some of the armor. It does have the same green armor spot below the turret, below the main cannon. Basically, you want to hit this vehicle right here with high explosive. If you have a boomstick or a hash launcher or ATGM, aim right below the main cannon, right here. It will overpressure the Merkava. Very easy spot to aim for with a ATGM or a boomstick, high explosive launcher. Overall, this thing does have a bunch of different weak spots. Now, obviously, the toughest part will be the frontal armor and the frontal turret, but with this being high tier, top tier, the shells will simply just fly through because APFSDS just does that. Now, there's the engine that serves as additional armor. You also have a fuel tank, you have the transmission, and you do have some composite screens as well. So yeah, definitely shooting through the engine is not possible unless you have a very, very, very powerful main cannon. But thankfully, you don't need to aim at the engine all the time. You can bypass the engine by aiming at the driver part of the vehicle. Easy access to the driver, easy access to basically the turret crew as well, and one hit can easily immobilize the vehicle for quite a while. And multiple hits through the same area, and maybe one more hit in the turret, and this vehicle is destroyed from the front with pretty much any APFSDS shell that varies, but definitely a survivable vehicle. It has the same casing for ammo as the Merkava Mark II-B, but overall, if you manage to plant a shell right in the side, into the rear of the vehicle, into the ammo, it will detonate. A well-placed shot is still going to detonate the ammo without any issue. So overall, hopefully this will help at dealing with these vehicles, because I know they can be annoying. But when you look at the X-ray and armor inspection, you kind of realize that they're not that difficult to deal with. You just need to know some of the weak spots, and you just need to know where to aim in order to destroy these things. So let's take this thing for a ride, and let's see if I still can drive the Merkava Mark I. Ever since the Merkava Mark II-B was released, I haven't been using this thing. I haven't been using this vehicle in a very long time. The upgrade you get in the Merkava Mark II-B is slightly better armor, slightly better ammo, and overall, I would say, much better reverse speed. But besides that, and some better maneuverability with the Merkava Mark II, but besides that, this thing will, generally speaking, perform about the same. You are not losing too much on not having the Merkava Mark II-B. The difference is honestly minimal. Now, why are these tanks so survivable? Why are they so annoying? The main reason for that is that engine at the front, and the second reason for that is players simply don't know where to aim. A lot of players panic when they see a Merkava without a reason, honestly, because these things aren't really that hard to deal with. A tier 6 artillery is able to overpressure both Merkavas. APGMs, if placed between the turret and the hull, basically if you aim at the green spot that I showed you earlier, it just pops the vehicle without much of a problem. APGMs punch through the frontal plate on both of these vehicles without much of a problem. You just aim at the front, the shell just goes through, the missile basically just jets right through the middle, and it's just able to one-shot the Merkava. So they're definitely not as problematic as they used to be, which is a good thing actually. But again, the purpose for these videos that I'm making is to do a gameplay guide for these tanks with a more updated gaming experience, and with some new features that the game has introduced. And of course it will kind of serve to us to see how well have these tanks aged. Are they still as good? Well, they're always going to be good, but how well are they going to perform now after a couple months of being into the game? I actually almost forgot entirely that the Merkava Mark 1 was a big trophy box. Merkava Mark 2 is a Platinum Wolf. This thing is a big trophy box vehicle, which kind of makes me believe that we might get to see this vehicle appearing in the tech tree at one point very soon. I personally believe the tech tree will arrive on the game's anniversary, on the first anniversary of the game, basically. That's just my theory, to be honest. We will see what will happen. There is obviously time until that is making its way to the game. No, but overall, do I like to drive these things? Well, they're fun vehicles, they're fun tanks in general. But I've personally enjoyed the Object 775 a lot more, and that's going to be the next vehicle I'll be taking a look at, because the Object 775, the pancake tank, has been nicknamed the pay-to-win pancake, which I kind of disagree with, because it's not difficult to deal with, and the X-ray and the overall armor inspection will actually prove that in the next video that I'll make about that particular vehicle in hopefully in the next couple days when I finish recording that. But overall, this thing is definitely not the fastest. It's actually rather slow, to be honest. And that's the thing for both Merkavas. They're both very slow vehicles compared to a Leopard or compared to something faster, obviously. The only thing that the Merkava Mark 2B does do better than this thing, I would say, when it comes to speed, is the reverse. The reverse speed on the Merkava Mark 2B is much better and much more useful. And serves as a decent upgrade, I would say, but this thing is still going to perform equally as good. No issues with main cannon, it's able to punch through the armor just fine. Overall, it is still a very decent vehicle to drive around and to use. Now, I do have a lot of ammo from the past days when I used to drive this thing. and I forgot to reduce ammo, but sometimes that extra ammo is actually very useful, because with a Merkava you will be firing the main cannon a lot, and I mean a lot, so having extra ammo sometimes is useful, especially on these things that are known for their survivability. But overall, I mean, again, still a good vehicle, still a good little tank, and this one can actually be obtained. I would say currently, out of all the big trophy boxes, this might be the most... This might be the player favorite actually, out of all the big trophy tanks. But with that being said, that would be it for the Merkava Mark 1. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. And with that being said, stay safe. And as always, I'll see you next time.